Travel all over the countryside, ask the Leylands, ask the Leylands. Travel all over the countryside, ask the Leyland brothers. Whatever it is that you want to see, ask the Leylands, ask the Leylands. No matter whatever that happens to be, ask the Leyland brothers. Come on, me in it and join in the fun. Travel all over Australia.
Have you ever thought it was a hot day? Well, if you lived in Marble Bar in Western Australia, you'd have good reason to think so. Because over here in Marble Bar is the hottest town in Australia. And today we're going to take our cameras there and show you just how hot it can get.
Then to Victoria, Ballarat. Relatively cool compared to Marble Bar. We'll show you a house there which has been decorated with millions of seashells, the work of one man.
Then we go further south to Tasmania, where we're going to follow up a request about wombats. We're at Marble Bar in the northwest of Western Australia, reputedly the hottest town in Australia, where they had 160 days of over the century Fahrenheit. And we're here today because Mrs. P. Langford of Ferntree Gully, Victoria wrote and said, "I've heard that the small town of Marble Bar in the west is the hottest town in Australia. Could the Leyland brothers show Marble Bar on television?" Well, we're certainly there right now, and it's very hot. In fact, it's 140 degrees Fahrenheit in the sun today, and 107 in the shade. So, Mrs. Langford, it certainly is hot, but we'll go and have a look at the town. Alluvial gold was first found in the area in 1891. Marble Bar was declared a town site in 1893, and by 1895 the population had reached 5,000. Today it is only 300. The Ironclad Hotel is a popular place with tourists and locals alike, particularly on a day like today. Marble Bar's reputation as the hottest town in Australia has made it a tourist attraction of sorts, and quite a few tour companies run safaris from Perth through iron ore country to this tiny town in the desert. These government buildings were built of local stone in 1895 for $15,900. They housed the post office, mining registrar, court and police station, all with adjoining accommodation. Progress has bought a new building material. Marble Bar might be known for its ironclad buildings and the Ironclad Hotel, but its brand new buildings are made of asbestos. I suppose it might be a bit cooler in the heat up here. The coolest spot at Marble Bar is the place where the town got its name. A beautiful rock pool in the Kungun River, 10 minutes drive from town, attracts the townsfolk on weekend. A rainbow rocky outcrop forms a bar across the river to hold the water back in this large pool. It's awful hot. This is the Marble Bar that gave the town of Marble Bar its name. In fact, it's not even marble, it's really jasper. But still, this is where the name of Marble Bar came. It's on the Kungun River, which runs just down here. To see the proper effect of this, you really have to wet it. The red colorations are found only in the Marble Bar jasperite and in smaller patches at a place nearby called Talga Talga. The reason for Marble Bar's existence was gold, and 10 kilometres from town is the old Comet gold mine, today owned by the Stubbs family. The Comet started up in the Depression years of 1931 to 32. In 1947, the Stubbs family bought the mine. When gold became scarce, they switched to treating copper and then asbestos. But now, with gold prices going up, it once again is treating gold. The Comet smokestack is 250 feet high, was once the tallest in the southern hemisphere. A lot of the equipment is beyond repair, but an attempt is being made to get the treatment plant fully operational once again. I toured the plant and mine with Maurice Stubbs, the owner who with his family lives on the site. Maurice explained his plans for the mine. Maurice, this is the main tunnel into the workings, isn't it? I believe you're going to have tourists in to have a look at the Comet mine there, Maurice.
That's right, Mike. We hope to show tourists underground. And this is the main tunnel here. Once we've completed the treatment plant, we'll be showing them through the treatment plant, and they can probably pan some gold. We have an alluvial patch of gold which they could probably pan a bit of gold, and also buy some jades, which we have on sale, and also go swimming in the swimming pool.
Can we have a look through the tunnel?
If you like, yes, we'll take you down here. We are now inside the Comet tunnel, going into the Comet gold mines. Around about $4 million worth of ore was trucked out on this line here.
How far in is it?
It's around about 200 feet into the main workings. We are now entering the main working area where all the main part of the ore was extracted from.
Maurice plans to show the tourists in here where the ore was blasted from the Rocky Mountain and trucked out on small rail cars to the treatment plant outside.
This is a haulage cart for carting material up to the underground stopes.
A lower level is not on the tour because it is considered dangerous at this stage.
This is a half-ton truck used for trucking ore from underground. It holds around about 1,000 pounds in weight, and it is one of the few left. The ore in there would be worth around about $500 in our money today.
Gold is still found in the area, and Maurice shows us a lump of alluvial gold picked up a few days earlier.
On this piece of paper here we have a piece of alluvial gold, which we're going to weigh on this gold assay scales. There's around about 9 pennyweights of gold there. That'll be worth around about $50.
Local jade is a new product being mined and sold by Maurice at the Comet mine.
Yeah, a bit of wet with water. Yes, we cut it and polish it here, and we do sell it.
In this form you've got here?
In block form, and also in this.
This is the finished product when it's finally cut and faced, is it, Maurice?
Yes, that's right. We send the stone to South Australia, and then they do the finishing touches on it and send it back, deliver it back to us.
That shine there will be a permanent shine. That's got
That's right,
cap
a silicon cap.
Who knows, maybe in the future, Marble Bar will be known for its jade, as well as its heat. Well, Mrs. Langford, that's Marble Bar, the hottest town in Australia.
How many times have you been to the beach and dreamed about picking up a shell as beautiful as this one? I suppose as children we've all been to the beach and collect shells, but not many of us carry on that idea until the age of 65, or to be more precise, start the idea at the age of 65. But Mr. Arthur Pickford did, and that's why we've come to this small suburban street in a quiet place of Ballarat. A letter from Miss T. Wilkes from Raymond Terrace brought us here. She says, I saw some slides that a friend of mine took on a trip to Ballarat at a house which was decorated with beautiful mosaic shell work. I understand this is all the work of one man. Is this true? And could we see his famous work? Well, it certainly is true, Miss Wilkes. and we're now going to take a look at the house that Mr. Arthur Pickford decorated all by himself. The unassuming, ordinary sort of house stands out in the street now, for in the front yard is a most impressive piece of Mr. Pickford's work. He constructed this imperial crown to commemorate Queen Elizabeth II's visit to Australia. He died in 1962 and willed that the house be sold to the Salvation Army, for Mr. Pickford admired the Salvos greatly. Arthur Pickford's work is explained by retired Army Brigadier Mr. Newdick.
And when he started the work in here, that centre chair that has his initials in it and the year that he started is the first piece of work that he did. The chair on the right-hand side represents the Queen's coronation chair. You'll see that there are 6 coronets in that, particularly this one near the ferns, where you'll see what represents gold, cut from lead-light windows and edged with amber glass.
The backyard is the most impressive of all, using bits of broken glass, mirrors and other junk thrown out in the rubbish, as well as thousands of seashells, of course. Arthur Pickford created mosaics of the most incredible detail.
I noticed Mr. Pickford started his work in 1952. How long did it take?
6 years to do all that you see here. For instance, this column right near the flowers he did to commemorate the Queen's visit to Ballarat. You'll notice he has the date on the bottom of it, March 6, 1954.
Oh, yes.
Right next to it in the circle, you will see the city of Ballarat mentioned. Take particular notice of the spelling of the word, 4 A's in the lettering. Blue that you see in those flags, for instance, is cut from castor oil bottles, which is most effective. And then as you look at the Commonwealth Military Forces badge, you'll see the different types of glass. Glass with a pattern representing the rising sun, cut from lead-light windows. Amber colour from beer bottles.
Amazingly, all this glass was cut using a cheap 20-cent glass cutter, in spite of advice from professional glaziers that no glass cutter could successfully cut bottles. Arthur Pickford was a First World War veteran and served in the Australian Light Horse. Whilst digging trenches in the sands of Egypt, he dug up a mosaic floor thousands of years old, but never realised it would lead to this. He embedded his stirrups into the wall and fashioned symbolic swords from broken mirror. The water bottle was taken from a Turk during the war. Thousands of appreciative visitors have contributed donations in excess of $36,000 over the years, and every cent has been given to charity. Not a bad effort for a man who started on this at an age when most men retire. Well, Miss Wilkes, all we can say is that we agree with you. It's such an incredible place that it's hard to believe that one man did do it all on his own. But we're assured that Mr. Pickford really did. And we'd like to thank you for asking us to show it to you.
We're in the Tasmanian Midlands because of a request from Donna Corsman in Denman, New South Wales. She wrote, "I would like to see on television how they capture wombats and tame them." Well, Mont Turner from the Punchbowl Wildlife Sanctuary in Launceston is here with me today, and he catches the wombats for his sanctuary. Mont, how do you catch wombats?
I think the best way is to come out and we'll catch one.
OK, Mont, let's go.
All right.
We're joined by Pat and Mont's helper, Harvey. This is typical sheep country in Tasmania, with the ground a series of sandy banks and hollows.
Yeah, well, this is that type of country you'll find them. They live all around this area, mostly in the edges of these embankments. It's easier for them to burrow, and they've got plenty of depth in their burrow when they get in, you see. Yeah, I think we'll head over here because there's a sandbank over here. Looks as if it could be all right.
Mont looks for telltale tracks on the ground.
You can see the one's gone through there. There's track through there, you see.
Oh, yeah.
There's tracks there.
Do they make burrows underneath this stuff?
Yeah, they'll be down under. Yeah, it's the type of country they're in.
Wombats are nocturnal, so we won't see any moving about. The only way to catch them is to dig them out of their burrows. A special permit is needed to catch a wombat.
Oh, there's a likely place there, Mike.
Just on the hump over
Yeah,
there.
Oh, yeah, see all these tracks? See, Pat? There's been.
Oh, yeah.
Think you'd be too hard to dig in, Harvey?
Be pretty tight, I reckon. It's a long way in.
Oh, well, it's hard to say, but we'll get it something and poke up there and just see how far he is.
The average depth of a wombat burrow is 3 metres, but some have been recorded at 30 metres.
A long way up. There. Take some off the top too, I think, Harvey, because we've got to get a lot of width to get in, so we'll have to get in there after and be able to get out far enough.
Is he likely to run out there now?
No hope at all. He'll be burrowing. He'll be trying to lengthen this burrow now. You hear us working here, he'll be burrowing the other way.
Will he?
Yeah, no worries. Think you'll need an axe for
We
that?
should have actually.
Whoa,
No, she's right.
steady up.
Go.
There's a top for a bit, Harvey, and knock that down. You hitting that?
Is he that one?
Yeah, keep going. There you going with her, Harvey.
He's pretty close, isn't he?
There he goes. There he goes. Just hang on, Harvey. There he is. Here he is.
Can you get hold of him there?
No, we'll have to dig in more. Let him. Yeah, look at him burrowing.
He's going there.
He's going as fast as you, old fella.
Gee, he's going there. Can you get him there?
I think he's a male. He's tight in there, Mike. You got a leg, Harvey? You got a leg? Yep. Got one.
Look at the size of him.
Oh, look at him.
He's a beauty.
This marsupial has developed many specialised features to suit its burrowing and grazing habits.
Now we got him.
Its body is heavy and squat, its legs are short and strong. It carries its young in a backward opening pouch. The wombat's teeth grow throughout its life, as the tips are worn away by constant grazing.
You reckon you could take over and get a bag, please, Harvey? Because you're the man that's going to handle him. Come on, he can bite.
Can I bite, do they?
Oh, yes. They can bite. Oh. Got a bit of string, old fella?
What would he weigh, Mike?
He'd weigh about 45, 50 pound, that one.
Is that average?
Listen to him scratching.
It's about the average of the ones in Tassie. They are not as big as the mainland wombats.
Is that hold him?
Well, he'd only stay in a certain time. He'd burrow out, but whilst you're with him, he won't scratch out of it. All right, sir? Yep. All right, we'll get going, eh?
Terry, Sandy, have a look what we've got here.
Come over and have a look in here. Look, he's a big fella. Look. Ooh. See him? Look at him. You feel him. Is he rough?
Yeah.
We'll take him home and have a look at him in a cage, will we?
Yeah.
The wombat's new home is in Launceston Wildlife Sanctuary in Launceston. He will live here in a special cage where visitors will be able to see this common but elusive marsupial. Mon, how do you actually tame him now? Can you tame him, or is it just a sort of term that's used?
Ah, well, they tame themselves, more or less, Mike. After he's in there a while, he starts eating, say, this grass. Then he gets on the grain and a bit of bread. And in about a month, you'll be able to Well, handle it with no trouble whatsoever. He won't struggle.
You won't?
But if you do want to get a real quiet one, it'll follow you around and that you've got to get them babies and rear them.
From, really small?
Yes, out of house.
But
he will quieten down.
How long do they live in captivity? There's no problem with them in captivity?
No, they're very good. Their lifespan's about 15 years.
15? What age would he be, any idea?
Well,
from his size?
By his size, he's only a young one. I would say probably he's about 4-year-old by the look of him, about his size.
About 4?
Yeah.
Well, thanks very much for the letter, Donna. And as you can see, this is how you capture wombats, and if you've got the time and the patience, you can tame them as well.
Travel all over the countryside, ask the Leylands, travel all over the countryside, ask the Leyland brothers. Whatever it is that you want to see, ask the Leylands, no matter whatever that happens to be, ask the Leyland brothers.